Good morning everyone. Today I am going to explain you about the saving and investment approach for equilibrium. So let us start with it. I'll explain you with the diagram as well as the table. On y-axis we have taken saving and investment, and on x-axis we have taken income. You can say that GDP. Right? And now this is a table in which income starts from 180 to 10. When as income increases, consumption also increases. When income is equal to consumption, saving is 0. And let's say investment, autonomous investment is 20, which remains same at all the levels of income. So II is the investment curve that is parallel to x-axis, 20 at all the levels of income. Here this is SS. S means saving curve. Here this is the saving curve at 180 income. It is 0. It is 0. And it's at 210 it is 10. It is equal to 10. At 240 it is 20. At 270 it is 30. At 300 it is 40. You can check it out. Right? So this is the saving curve. SS is the planned saving curve, which initially shows this savings, then zero savings and positive savings as income increases. Initially means when we if we increase it, इसको नीचे join किया जाएगा ये, है ना? तो that means this is here it is negative, then here becomes 0 and then it is positive. So this point where S is equals to I, this point is the equilibrium point. That means at income 240. You can see that this one, at income 240, consumption is 220, saving and investment here are equal. Here you can see that the intersection point of saving and investment at the income 240, saving and investment is equal. So this point is known as the equilibrium point. OM is the equilibrium level of income. OM means here we talk about this area 240, right? Now एक प्रॉब्लम हम लेकर चलते हैं. वाई शुड प्लान्ड सेविंग्स एंड प्लान्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड बी इक्वल एट इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल ऑफ इनकम. क्यों इक्वल होना चाहिए प्लान्ड सेविंग्स और प्लान्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट को? क्योंकि हमारा इक्विलिब्रियम जो है एग्रीगेट सप्लाई और एग्रीगेट डिमांड इक्वल होना चाहिए, राइट? सो इसके लिए सिंपल आंसर है, वी नो दैट इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल इज दैट लेवल ऑफ इनकम एट विच एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज इक्वल्स टू एग्रीगेट सप्लाई. वी नो दैट. क्योंकि ये दोनों इक्वल हैं, इसीलिए सेविंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट को भी इक्वल होना चाहिए. क्यों होना चाहिए? इफ़ वी ओपन दिस इक्वेशन, एग्रीगेट सप्लाई C plus S, aggregate demand is C plus I. So due to this, S should be equal to Y. And if we look at the schedule part of it, so we can easily see that at 240 level of income, when the income is 240, at this point AD is equal to AS, and this is the main equilibrium point. And with this approach, we get the approach where saving is equals to investment. I hope this one is clear to you. Now you just look at with another diagram. This is aggregate demand and aggregate supply, ADAS. In first we have given the aggregate demand. This is the equilibrium point. You can see that here aggregate income is aggregate supply curve. You can also say that we have taken aggregate supply and aggregate demand on y-axis, and on x-axis we have taken income. This is income curve as well as you can say that aggregate supply curve, because both are C plus S. And this is aggregate demand where AD is equals to AS. You can know that AD is equal to AS. This is the equilibrium point. Now we study another example, same with this AD-AS approach. Why we are saying that saving should be equal to investment? You can see here saving and investment curves are given here. This is the equilibrium point. Now you just check the equilibrium point where AD is equals to AS. At the same point, S is equals to I. I hope this one is very much clear to you with this diagram. S is equals to I at the same point, at the same level of income, OM. This is OM. At OM level, AD is equals to AS, and at the same point, saving should be equal to investment. So equilibrium is where AD is equals to AS, or you can say that expenditure is equal to output. AD is expenditure, what we do, what we spend in the economy, and AS is the output. So here where planned saving is equals to planned investment. Mind it, when we talk about the aggregate demand and aggregate supply, this is also the planned demand and planned supply. Now how to adjust? देखो, when AD is greater than AS, जब aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, तो सप्लायर को क्या हो रहा है, प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, क्योंकि क्यों प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, क्योंकि लोग ज़्यादा डिमांड कर रहे हैं उसकी चीज़ को. व्हाट ही विल डू, ही विल डू द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ द लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट. नाउ टू एक्सपेंड द लेवल ऑफ द आउटपुट ऑफ द गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज, इट विल इंक्रीज द employment, and with the increase of the employment of the factors of production, national income will definitely increase to the equilibrium level of income. So this is how the adjustment mechanism works. Now the opposite of it, when the demand is less than aggregate supply, that means supplier is producing more than the required. Because demand is less, people are demanding less, so entrepreneurs feel the loss. And because of this loss, what they do is they are having so much of accumulation of stock, क्योंकि उनका बिक नहीं रहा है, accumulation of stock होगा. So what they will do the contraction of the level of output. Contract कर लेंगे, कम कर लेंगे, अपने output को कम करेंगे. And to reduce the output, what will happen? They have to decrease the employment as well. Employment को भी कम करेंगे, और employment कम होगी तो definitely national income will fall to the equilibrium level of income. Income भी हमारी कम हो जाएगी. This is how we do the adjustment mechanism. So now we will do the three different situations of the equilibrium: full employment, underemployment, and over full employment. Let us do it one by one. First, we will talk about the full employment equilibrium. Full employment means a situation where AD and AS are equal. AD is equal to AS. Main thing is all resources are fully employed. Here we are talking about the when all resources are fully employed, right? And there is no involuntary unemployment. Involuntary unemployment means here we are talking about involuntary, मतलब कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जो काम ढूंढना चाह रहा हो उसे काम नहीं मिल रहा हो. क्योंकि हम फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात करें, जो काम करना चाह रहा है उसको काम मिला हुआ है. कोई भी इनवॉलंटरी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट वो होती है जहाँ बंदा काम ढूंढ रहा है और काम मिल नहीं रहा. तो ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन नहीं है, सबको काम मिला हुआ है, राइट? एवरीवन इज वर्किंग हियर. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ऑल द पीपल हु आर विलिंग एंड एबल टू वर्क at existing wage rate will find a job. सबको काम मिला हुआ है, सब काम कर रहे हैं. Now you just look at the diagram. Simple diagram है in which AD is given and AS is given. This is aggregate supply. Aggregate supply is given. This is full employment equilibrium. ये जो हमारा नॉर्मल सा डायग्राम है ये हमारा फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट इक्विलिब्रियम का है. एट OM level it is full employment income, it is full employment equilibrium where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply at point E, and saving is equals to investment. Resources are fully employed, no overproduction, no shortage of production, right? All those who are working to work, who are willing to work and able to work are having work. They are doing the work, they are working. And some frictional and structural unemployment always exist. Mind it, full employment have two types: frictional and structural unemployment. ये हम लोग पिछले वीडियोज़ में अपने कर चुके हैं. So this is the situation of full employment when normal diagram comes in which AS and AD has been given, which one is planned one. When we talk about can equilibrium exist at less than full employment? Yes, equilibrium can exist at less than full employment where AD is equals to AS when our resources are not fully employed. That means underemployment equilibrium. Now we'll understand the situation of underemployment equilibrium. Now this is the situation where AD and AS are equal. Again we are talking about equilibrium. Equilibrium means AD is equals to AS. But underemployment means all the resources are not utilized. So that means less than full employment. Resources available in the economy are not fully utilized, right? That means it led to involuntary unemployment. अब resources का मतलब क्या है? Suppose I am talking about labor. 100 labor है, ठीक है? डिमांड कम हो गई, अब तो क्या होगा? रिसोर्सेज आर नॉट फुल्ली यूटिलाइज. इसका मतलब 80 काम कर रहे हैं, 20 अभी भी क्या है, काम करना चाह रहे हैं बट दे आर नॉट गेटिंग द वर्क. तो अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट इक्विलिब्रियम लेड टू इनवॉलंटरी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. नाउ लेट अस स्टडी विद द डायग्राम. इन दिस AD and AS are given. Suppose this is aggregate supply income you can say, and this is aggregate demand. This was the required one कि हमें पता है प्लांट इतना ही होना चाहिए. This is the full employment level. तो हमें ये पता है कि इतना इक्विलिब्रियम होना चाहिए, बट हो गया इतना डिमांड, राइट? हो गई ये डिमांड AD2 is the actual demand. So where we get the equilibrium point now? We get the equilibrium point at E dash. So at this point we can see that AD is equals to AS. This is aggregate supply curve, blue line, and this yellow line which is blinking, you can see this is aggregate demand, actual one which is actually taken place. So we have got our equilibrium point at E dash. So this is underutilized resources. राइट। हम लोगों ने अपने रिसोर्सेज को फुल्ली यूटिलाइज करते हैं तो शायद यहाँ तक पहुँचते, पूरा ये कवर करते हम लोग, राइट। लेकिन अभी हम लोगों ने पूरा कवर नहीं कर पाए, लोगों ने कम मांगा, तो अब क्या होगा, यहाँ पे अब हम क्या करेंगे, आउटपुट कम करेंगे क्योंकि अक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ स्टॉक हो जाएगा, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट हो जाएगा, लोगों को निकालेंगे काम से। सो दिस इज वाई इनवॉलंटरी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट टेक्स प्लेस. So here level of demand is less than the full employment, resources are underemployed, over production हो गया क्योंकि लोग जो सप्लाई तो हम ज़्यादा कर रहे थे ना, सप्लाई तो हम इसके हिसाब से कर रहे थे और डिमांड हो गई इसके हिसाब से, तो सब हमारे पास ओवर प्रोडक्शन है, अक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ स्टॉक हो गया. सो दिस गैप, द गैप इज कॉल्ड, ये जो गैप है EG जो गैप है दोनों AD1 और AD2 के बीच में, दिस इज डिफ्लेशनरी गैप, राइट. इनकम एंड आउटपुट लेवल विल फॉल एंड इनवॉलंटरी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट विल increase. Now when we talk about over full employment, यहाँ पे बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट हो जाएगा कि हमारे हिसाब से इतना होना चाहिए था, ये फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट की फिगर है, बट हो गई डिमांड ज़्यादा, लोग डिमांड ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो ये जो गैप आ गया नई डिमांड कर्व में और पुरानी डिमांड कर्व में, AD1 और AD2 में, ये कौन सा हमारा गैप है, इन्फ्लेशनरी गैप. तो सिचुएशन इन विच रिसोर्सेज ऑफ द इकोनॉमी आर फुल्ली यूटिलाइज बट नॉट सफिशिएंट टू मीट एग्रीगेट डिमांड. टोटल रिसोर्सेज कंप्लीटली हम लोगों ने यूटिलाइज कर लिए बट डिमांड को फुलफिल नहीं कर पा रहे, तो हम इसमें सप्लाई नहीं बढ़ा सकते. ओनली प्राइसेस टेंड्स टू राइज एंड लेड टू इन्फ्लेशनरी गैप because we have completely utilized our resources, total output have been produced, but if the people are demanding more, at that point only the prices can be increased, right. I hope this one is clear to you. In my next video I'll test your knowledge and I'll give you some more questions, numerical questions, as well as the formulas I'll tell you. Till here, God bless you all the best.